Committee on Parole is called back to order. The time is 11:16. Our next case is Mr. Caleb Garner. Mr. Garner, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garner, would you introduce yourself, please, and give us your DOC number?
Caleb Jerome Garner, 513185.
Thank you very much, sir. Mr. Garner, let me explain our process to you. First, I'm going to read some information into the record, and then we're going to conduct a parole interview with you. At the appropriate time, we will allow those persons who've indicated they wish to speak to have their say. On phone today is your mother, Miss Rebecca Frost, and she wishes to speak. Also present is your sister, Katie Bonvillian, but she doesn't wish to speak. She's just here to give you moral support. At the end of that interview, you'll have an opportunity to say whatever you'd like to say to the board. Then we'll vote. Do you understand our procedure?
Yes, sir.
This is a matter of Caleb J. Garner, DOC number 513185, date of birth December the 29th of 1982. He's classified as a fourth felony offender. He has a parole eligibility date of December the 24th of 2023, an adjusted good time date of December the 24th of 2024. He has a full term date of June 24th of 2031. He is currently serving a 10-year sentence on the charge of DWI fourth offense, having been sentenced on December the 14th of 2021. Is that all accurate, Mr. Garner?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Garner, your case has been assigned to Mr. Pete Freeman. Would you please answer any questions he might have?
Okay,
Yes,
Mr. Garner, how old are you?
40,
What's your educational level?
GED,
How long have you served on this charge?
since July of 21.
2 years,
Yes, sir.
okay. You must have bonded out, huh?
Yes, sir. I bonded out and I went back in on July the 1st of 21.
Okay. Mr. Garner, on the instant offense, you refused to take the test?
Sir?
You refused to take the DWI test on the instant offense?
Yes, sir.
Okay, can you tell me why?
I just what I've always been advised by my lawyer.
Has it ever helped you any?
No, sir.
Yeah, okay. I'm looking at your criminal record. You've been on probation 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times, but you completed all of them successfully.
Yes,
Why
sir.
did you do good when you're under
Yes, sir.
supervision?
Yes, sir.
Why? I mean, you do well when you're under supervision, then you get off and boom, we're right back drinking and driving.
Yes, sir. I mean, I don't have an answer.
Okay. Have you ever received any long-term treatment for your drinking?
Yes, sir. I was in a drug court one time, but it was for a drug charge.
Okay, did you complete that drug court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Did you reoffend after that drug court?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what did you learn from drug court?
I learned to get a program and work it. And that's usually when I mess up, when I quit doing that.
That would be a good reason why. Now I'm looking at the community attitude. The judge had no comment. District attorney's opposed, sheriff's opposed, chief is opposed, the chief of West Monroe is opposed, your family's unopposed, your mother. Tell me about your injury. What's the prognosis on your injury that occurred at work legal?
I'm pretty much paralyzed from the waist down.
Any hope to regain that mobility?
No, sir, they gave me a year and it's passed.
Uh,
Mr. P, this is Deputy Warden Olivo. I don't know if I can say anything at this point. If not, you can stop me. But I did, medical's my background. I did ask Mr. Caleb when he came in about physical therapy at the facility. He said that they had discontinued that.
but we can't really hear you.
Okay, I did ask Mr. Caleb when he came in about his physical therapy and things like that. Medical is my background.
Right, I know.
So I started. He told me that he no longer is taking physical therapy. Usually that would mean, I don't have his chart in front of me, that he's reached max capacity that he can with physical therapy. Also, he did tell me about his activity of daily living. He is able to perform all those activities on his own, which means that he's able to transfer himself to and from the bed into his chair. He said that I asked him about standing, if he had a walker. He said he did not, but I think he's able to have some movement to his lower extremity. There's just no strength there.
I can stand like holding on to something, but I can't really walk.
He can,
that
he's
great.
saying he can stand, but he can't walk. So I just wanted to give you a better understanding of what condition he's physically in at this time.
Thank you, Warden Oliver. Hey, while I have you up, have y'all had any problems with him?
We have not had any problems. He's actually housed on my Ash 2 dorm, which is my assistant living dorm. So he's with our more elderly offenders. He's probably the youngest one in there. Am I correct by saying that? Caleb?
No, sir,
One
no, ma'am,
more?
there's one more younger than me.
So we haven't had any different problems out of him. I don't see where he's
I
had.
see no right. Okay. What do you do during the day, Mr. Garner? What can you do? I mean, do you work anywhere or?
No, sir, I have a no duty status.
Okay, so you're just in the dorm during the day?
Yes, ma'am. I mean, yes, sir. I go outside and go to class.
What classes have you taken? I don't see any that's been complete.
I'm taking 100 hours now, but I haven't been able to get them because I've been in the hospital and on the ward the whole time until a few months ago.
As I stated, he has 0 disciplinaries. His custody is medium. His risk is low. I have no further questions.
I've got a few questions. Mr. Garner,
Yes,
when
sir.
did you finish drug court?
I want to say 2014,
Where did you finish at?
Washita Parish, Monroe.
And you completed the program, you graduated?
Yes, sir.
How many sanctions did you have while you were in drug court?
2
What were they for?
missed screens.
This drug screens?
Yes, sir.
So it appears from your arrest record, it's both alcohol and drugs, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about your alcohol consumption. When did you start drinking?
I was young, probably around 15, 16.
And how often would you be drinking?
Back then.
Hmm.
Weekends or whenever. It's
Let's
mainly,
talk about this incident that occurred in 2020. How often were you drinking that day? What did you have? You had a bottle of whiskey in your car. Assume you were drinking that, is that right?
yes, sir.
How often were you drinking back then when you got stopped?
Probably 3 to 4 times a week.
And what were you drinking?
Mainly whiskey.
And how about drugs?
I haven't really done drugs since I went into drug court.
So you just went back to alcohol.
Yes, sir.
What is your plan to stay sober if you get out?
I mean, I'm gonna get back in AA and get a sponsor and
What are some of the reasons or what are some of your triggers for drinking?
some of the people
Anything else? Stress?
At times, yes, sir.
How's your mental health right now with this accident that you've had?
It's gotten better. I mean, at first I had issues, but I'm a lot better now.
Do you anticipate being able to be more ambulatory once you get? Do you think you'll be able to carry a job, do a job of some sort?
I'm gonna try.
What kind of job? What have you had in mind to do?
I'm not real sure yet.
You know, there are automobiles and trucks that are equipped for people who are paralyzed to be able to drive. That's something that you might be able to do. Is that something that you've considered?
Yes, sir, but I mean, I have to get my license and all back first.
I understand all of that. But you know, you don't need a license to illegally drive. I'm very concerned about public safety. You have, my calculations show you've been arrested at least 6 times for DWI. And you're 40 years old. And you've got a lot of drug charges as well. You went through drug court. It seems like you substituted drugs for alcohol. Are you an alcoholic?
Yes, sir.
Were you working back in 2020 when you got stopped for this charge?
Yes, sir.
What kind of work were you doing?
Welding.
And what day of the week was this?
That was on a Saturday, I believe.
And where had you been?
Sir,
Where had you been that day?
I'd been at home and I left going to my uncle.
And you'd been drinking what? Whiskey?
Yes, sir.
How much did you drink?
3 or 4 drinks.
You had the bottle in your car with you.
Yes, sir.
Were you drinking in the car as you were driving?
I wasn't drinking it out of the bottle, but I had a cup with whiskey in it. Yes, sir.
Were you going to any kind of AA meetings back then?
No, sir.
Why not?
I'd quit going
Why?
because I'd started back drinking.
Do you think you would benefit from some sort of inpatient alcohol treatment?
Possibly, yes, sir.
Think you need that? Or you think you can do it on your own?
Well, I can't do it on my own.
All right. Thank you. Any questions?
Yes.
Mr. Rocha.
I'll follow up on the substance use issue.
Yes, sir.
Have you ever had any inpatient treatment for your substance abuse?
Yes, sir.
Where at?
At the rehab place that used to be in Monroe is closed now. Can't remember the name.
And when was that?
I was in my mid-20s, so it's been a while.
Been a while. You need a refresher course, don't you?
Yes, sir.
I don't know whether or not your present medical condition will stop you from going to the Steve Hall program. So I'm going to suggest a DOC substance abuse program before you're released. You have a good time date in 18 months, and you need some help before you are released in 18 months. So I'm recommend, I don't know whether or not my colleagues will go along with it, but that you take a long-term substance abuse program and the DOC will pick the appropriate program and that you complete that program before release. Chairman.
Let's hear now from your supporters. Miss Rebecca Frost, your mother, Miss Frost.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, if you would introduce yourself and tell us what you'd like us to know about your son.
I am Rebecca Frost, his mother. And I do agree, he probably needs some help, but I think with the family help can help him get the stuff that he needs, the programs that he needs, maybe, and help him with it.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your comments. Mr. Garner, is there anything you'd like to say before the panel votes?
No, sir.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Freeman?
Okay, Mr. Garner, this puts us in a unique position. Personally, I don't think any DOC substance abuse treatment that we have is gonna take it. So I'm gonna order DOC treatment if available. If not available prior to release, I want you to take Living in Balance 1 and 2.
What is that?
So that's my vote. I vote to grant conditionally. First, they should attempt to get you into a DOC substance abuse facility. If that does not work, then you are to take Living in Balance 1 and 2, and you can get released after that.
Thank you, Mr. Freeman. Mr. Roche?
I will concur with Mr. Freeman's recommendation, and I'm gonna place some conditions on you after curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m. I want you to attend at least 3 AA meetings a week. You're to have random drug screens at the discretion of your parole officer. Good luck.
Thank you, Mr. Roche. Mr. Garner, you present a unique issue with us primarily because of your accident.
Yes.
I'm very concerned about public safety with your drinking. You've been through drug court. Drug courts are very successful. They teach you a lot of things. You're going to be getting out soon, whether we give you any relief here or not. So I agree with my colleagues. My vote is going to be to grant conditionally upon your completing a long-term substance abuse treatment program in DOC if one is available. One is not available. I agree that Living in Balance 1 and 2 would be required before you're released. On your release, once you complete those programs, you'll have a curfew from 9 p.m. to 6 a.m., 3 AA meetings per week. AA meetings now are on Zoom. You can go, they're AA meetings 24 hours a day, but you can find AA meetings. So you don't necessarily need to leave your house to get to them. You can get them on Zoom. So, but you will have to do 3 AA meetings per week and document those for your parole supervisor, and that you'll have random drug screens. So your parole has been substance abuse treatment program if one is available to you. Otherwise, Living in Balance 1 and 2. Good luck to you, sir.
All right. Thank you. Thank you all.